The O-Zone.
Welcome to the O-Zone Podcast with Jaguars Senior Writer John Oehser.
All right, welcome into this preseason 2025 training camp, whatever you want to call it, that O-Zone Podcast. We have a fantastic guest. I appreciate him doing this because it's time to get ready for the season. Jaguars Quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Thanks for joining the O-Zone Podcast.
Thanks for having me, John. It's good to be back.
It's and I guess that's the first question. How excited are you about this, and what's your mindset going into this camp?
I'm really excited, just to be healthy. This is the healthiest I've been in a while. So it feels good, doing a whole off season of just therapy and rehab and trying to, feel good and get back to where, I can just go play and feel healthy, and finally have gotten to that point. So it feels really good. Had a great off season of training and feel like I'm in really, really great shape and throwing the ball well. And, we've had a couple days, quarterbacks and the rookies, days early just to get, shake some of the rust off, kind of get back in the flow. And I feel really good. I'm excited to get the rest of the crew here tomorrow. It's going to be awesome, just excited to be back. And it's what I love to do, is to play. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to be back on the field. So just to clarify, shoulder surgery ended last season, but you've been 100% going for a little while now. Yeah. So I had shoulder surgery in December, so it's about a roughly like a 6-month recovery for what I had. So OTAs was a little limited at first, not much, just more so like some of the handoffs and stuff with the left arm.
Gotcha.
And a couple things a little limited, but ever since that first month of spring ball, I've been pretty wide open. And then now taking that into, once we broke, like the off-season workouts, like really been working strength and pushing that left side more in the weight room. Like that's kind of and so I feel great now. I feel like I've gotten all my strength back and feeling good.
I'm going to say something crazy here. Year 5.
Year 5. It's
Can you
crazy.
believe it?
It is crazy. Yeah, it's flown by. It is hard to believe. Year 5 already.
Does it feel like that? And I guess the second part of the question would be, how different are you as a quarterback in terms of how you prepare, in terms of how you approach this with 4 years under your belt? How much more prepared do you feel going into this?
Yeah, obviously it's a new system. So that changes kind of your scope of just what you're, where you're at as far as in the scheme. But I feel really good. I've put a lot of time in this offseason to mastering the system. It started OTAs really like a little bit before OTAs and just trying to master our stuff, learn a new system, terminology, formations, motions, different plays, all that stuff. That's just, you got to learn and take the time to do it. And I feel really good about that in OTAs. And even through this break, I feel like I've really been able to master it. And even coming back the last 2 days and having, running a couple plays with the young guys and just calling stuff in the huddle, like it's nice that it feels so much more second nature than it did in the spring. So I feel great. Physically, I feel really good. I feel like I'm throwing it as good as I ever have. Like I said, being back healthy is such a good feeling. Just grateful for that. I don't take being healthy for granted anymore. I think I did early on in my career because I, was pretty fortunate early on. And last couple of years have been kind of tough. Banged up a little bit, and just grateful for that. And I feel like I'm in a really good place. And there's still a lot more work to put in, and we got to prepare ourselves for the season, and that's what training camp's for. And I'm excited to see how we come together as a team.
In terms of health, do you think about protecting yourself differently, playing any differently? Can you think that way? Or is there any factor that that ever comes up for you?
A little bit. I think you can't play afraid to get hit or afraid of contact.
There's that balance, right?
Yeah, you have to play free and you have to trust yourself. And, something I've done in my career, whether it's college or when I've played really well in the NFL is use my legs and move. And it's not always using your legs to run, but it's using your legs to get out of the pocket and create plays off schedule. So there's an element of that I always want to, keep in my back pocket and be able to do, because I think the way the game is now, that's such a huge part of playing quarterback. There's not a ton of guys that just sit back there and don't move at all. Defenses are really good, defensive lines, the pass rush is really good. So you have to be able to move. So there's that part, but I think it's being smart too, not taking us unnecessary hits. If I can throw the ball away, like throughout my career, there's been times where it's like I could have thrown the ball away and I throw it away late and still take a hit. And it's just some of those. It's like I still ended up throwing it away, like just throw it away a second earlier. Some of those, and I think scrambling and being smart of, it's either a 3-yard gain or a 6-yard gain. on first down.
Right.
But if it's a 3-yard gain without getting hit by a linebacker, it might be the smarter move. So I think there's things that you learn through playing and through experience and through getting hit and getting hurt and doing different things that you get smarter as you get older.
Weirdest off season you've had? Or the fullest?
Yeah, fullest for sure. I mean,
surgery, fatherhood,
yeah,
new offense, new coach. I mean, this is
a lot of change.
Yeah,
a lot of change, a lot of good things, a lot of great things. Obviously, the surgery was a disappointment. Just missing the rest of the season and having to get back from that, and having a little bit of adversity with that was tough. But besides that, I mean, great changes, great things.
Sure.
Obviously, it's adjustments, but being a dad is incredible. Having our daughter 6 months old now, it's crazy how fast that's gone by. But it's been amazing, changed my perspective a lot, just, at home and with her. And it's just incredible having her. And then, like I said, the new staff here and everything here, it's been awesome. The staff here is really smart, really sharp. The system is great. I love it. Now that I really feel like more settled into it.
Right. And
I can understand kind of the big picture and what we're doing. I have a lot of confidence in it. Obviously, we still got a whole season to play this year and put it to the test. But I'm really excited, and the staff here has been working so hard to give us every opportunity to be prepared in the off season. To study, just giving us all the tools. I've been really impressed with how they've helped us prepare for this training camp and prepare to really have a great season. So much goes into it, and I don't think a lot of people don't know the amount of work it goes into in the off season. And in order to have a successful season and to prepare yourself, you don't just start over when you come to training camp and pick it back up. It's really almost a year-round process. So it's been awesome working with the staff.
You talked about it some in OTAs, and people are so fascinated by it. But the footwork element of this offense, and whenever you mention footwork, people talk about it, people try to analyze it. What's so important about what you were trying to learn and get better at in the offseason to fit into this offense, if you follow the question? Yeah,
no, I do. There's a couple little things that a lot of people wouldn't notice. I switched my feet, my starting point in the stance. I staggered. I used to be right foot forward. Now I'm left foot forward.
Okay.
So that's something that I've gone back and forth on in my career a lot, and I've always ended up in all my other systems been right foot forward because that was the preferred. Every system's different.
Sure.
But this one, it was left foot forward, and I think it's great for quick game. It really times up, balances you up, and gets you in a position to throw easier in quick game. Drop back stuff, it's just different. It's not necessarily easier or better, but it's just different. So working that was an adjustment for the first month or so.
Sure.
And then it's just like banked reps of that through OTAs, through the offseason. When I'm throwing the past 5 weeks, getting ready for training camp, it's working all those different footworks. Okay. And then tying all of the biggest thing with footwork is tying everything to your progression.
And it becomes about timing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And it helps you through the reads, right? It makes it more automatic.
It helps you. You're always playing on time. You have. It helps with your time clock. You're like, I'm hanging front side on this concept, but I've already hitched. I should probably move on. Like there's everything's thrown on a specific timing.
So it becomes rhythm, right? Is that
So you feel if you're hanging on something too long, and the coach has done a great job in the spring. Like, hey, let's eliminate this hitch here.
Okay.
You don't like it. Just keep moving. Different things like that, where everything is so tied to the footwork, where it's very specific. Because the game is, like our staff says, it's, they try to give us black and white rules and a structure and footwork and all these coaching points, but it's a gray game. Right. So when you go out there,
knowing those helps you be able to get.
Yeah, you can play fast. You can make decisions quickly. Right. It's never going to be perfect. Footwork in games is never perfect.
Sure.
Pockets moving around you, guys are going to get beat occasionally up front. Right. You're going to have to make some plays. You're going to have to throw some things not on the correct footwork.
Sure.
But to have that to fall back on, to where I know when things are clean, when I'm throwing in rhythm, this is my progression, this is how my feet tie to it, and it keeps me locked in.
And over time you're working toward that being muscle memory, right? That's the whole. I got you. That's very cool stuff. Tell me about first of all, Travis Hunter, your impressions.
He's awesome. I mean, just the shape he's in, the conditioning. I mean, he can run all day. I think that's the first thing I noticed is just he'll run a route, come right back. If it's not how we want it, he'll just run it again. Usually guys will take a break, kind of get it after a few reps, take a second and catch their breath, then go.
After a couple of times, you're looking at him going, what are you doing?
He just goes. I talked to him after practice. I was like, how are you feeling? You good? He's like, oh, I'm great. He's like not tired at all. He just can go. His motor's super high. Just the energy, very just positive, happy guy, has a lot of confidence in himself in a good way. He's not arrogant, but he has that. You need that confidence to go play at a high level in this league, especially at that position. You know, you have to have some of that, and he's got it. And you know, the biggest thing this spring was trying to get him up to speed with the offense, because it's not an easy offense to learn. It puts a lot on the players because it gives us answers. And in order to have all the answers, you got to know all the problems. You got to know what your job is, your responsibility. And I've been proud of how he's just taken steps through OTAs, even through this break. Like, I've thrown with him a few times this offseason, and you know, I can tell that he's put the work in, and he knows more of the system, and it's starting to become more second nature. So I've been really impressed by him and his work ethic. And I mean, then on defense, he's also a really good corner too. So it's he can do a lot for us. You know, we'll see how that unfolds during the season, but glad he's on our team.
It's almost like with Brian Thomas Jr., he was developing as a rookie, accelerating very quickly, and now when you come back, I would think you got to have an excitement level about what this guy has become and is becoming.
100%. I mean, him coming in as a rookie, like, you never know how good someone's going to be until they're here and you get to play with them and work with them a little bit. And you know, I knew pretty early he's super talented and special in his speed and ball skills and all those things, but it still hadn't clicked completely because he's trying to learn a new system. He's got new teammates, living in a new city, you know, thinking about a lot on the field as far as just what to do. Like, it is tough learning a new system, especially coming from college. It's usually a lot more complex, the NFL scheme. So, you know, I think it took him a little bit just to kind of get settled in with that system and then start playing fast, you know, through training camp. And then he really started to flash and make some splash plays in training camp. And then I remember in the preseason game against the Chiefs, he caught that ball on the sideline, and that was –
now we're here.
I knew how talented he was, but when he made that play and I saw that dog, that fire come out of him, and just how juiced he was on the sideline, because he's more of a quiet guy, but you saw the competitor come out of him, and you're like, wow, this dude has another gear. And then, you know, I got to play with him for 8 games. I only played 8 games last year, so I felt like we really started to we were just starting to catch our stride a little bit, like in that Green Bay game. And he got hurt in that game, missed some of that towards the end, and then, you know, I felt like then I got hurt the next week against the Eagles. So we never really got to take off and have a complete year. But being able to watch him with, even though it was Mac in there, not me, like being able to watch him play and to see how he dictated coverage, how he, you know, changed the game from an offensive perspective, having that matchup one-on-one, the stuff that he was. Because
he's truly a guy who's going to draw doubles and make things easier for guys. People talk about receivers who do that. He really does it.
He does it, and it changes a defense's whole game plan, how you play him, because he's that good. You know, he's a guy that you really can't play him one-on-one. You can try, and you might win a couple, but he's going to win most of them. And that is, you know, as a quarterback and as an offense, to have a guy like that, there's not. You look around the league, there's a few of them, but there's not a ton of them. Those guys aren't just everywhere.
There's not as many as people think there are.
No, and you know, he can do so much for us. We can move him around, and then bringing in, you know, Diami, and we already have Parker, who's a great player. We got Britton at tight end. We got Travis Hunter in the draft. We got some great running backs. We have a lot of depth everywhere, and guys that can play, and that's just going to help. You know, you got to spread the rock around. I mean, BT is going to get his, and he's gonna have a great season, but when defenses do want to try to take him away, you got to have other guys that can make plays, and we got plenty of that.
I know we're running along. We got a couple more impressions so far of Liam.
I love him. Yeah, he's great. Just the communication. You know, obviously he's a first-time head coach, and seeing his leadership is a different style, but he's very open, honest, clear communication with his players, and you know exactly where he stands. You know, I've had a lot of conversations with him, and just building that personal relationship, and, you know, me calling him about something or him calling me about something and just keeping me in the loop. And, you know, I've really appreciated the way he's handled building our relationship this far. And I'm just excited to get to the season and get in training camp and get to work with him. And it's been awesome seeing the way he leads and the way he, you know, treats his players and his coaches and how much he loves football. I think that's I mean, you would hope everyone loves football that's coaching, but seeing him is just, it's impressive that he really loves it, and he puts so much into it, and he's so smart, and seeing how he, you know, prepares, and this offensive, like, he could coach. I think he could coach every position on offense. He has
that kind of detail,
that much knowledge and detail, and he knows the why behind everything. And, you know, he's calling the plays, so you would hope so, but still, I mean, it's still impressive to to see him operate and how sharp he is.
Got you. We're going to roll over to the Ozone 5 really fast.
Great.
Favorite TV show when you were 6?
When I was 6?
Yeah.
I was a big Drake and Josh guy growing up. Yeah.
So was my son. I watched more than...
It's good. It's funny.
I watched more Drake and Josh than I probably want to admit.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Favorite movie growing up?
I have a couple. My all-time favorite's the original Karate Kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the newer one. The original is good.
Your last binge watch?
Watching.
May not have time with the family.
Been watching.
Now.
Well, we just started one. We get like one episode a night when Shay goes down. But Waterfront, it's a good one. It's a new one. There's only one season, but it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's a good one.
Good deal. Your go-to artist, singer?
Ooh, that's another tough one. I get this from my mom. She loved Lionel Richie growing up, so that's one of my favorites. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but I really like Lionel Richie.
Your mom and I, same generation.
Yeah.
The app on your phone you use the most?
Probably text messages. I mean, that's
yeah.
Realistically, it's probably that one. Yeah.
Good deal. Trevor Lawrence, I'll get out of your way. Thank you for joining the Ozone Podcast. As always, fantastic stuff, and good luck this season.
Yes, sir. Thanks, John.
Thanks, buddy.